Hello and welcome to a new episode of the FotoTV.News. The problem with a news program about photo events is often that you can only talk about them once they have happened and then they're over. So, but we were able to break this problem for once because I was able to meet up with the organizer of a photo event coming your way. Jeff Dunas is organizing the Palm Springs Photo Festival. This is going to happen towards the end of March next year. And we're bringing this topic to this show because if you are considering going to the photo festival to Palm Springs, it is now the time to make up your travel plans and to register for the event. It's a really important event for anyone interested in applied photography. There's many workshops there. And you can learn a lot about photography during this week in Palm Springs. So let's check out what Jeff had to tell me in this interview. So we're at the Photo Festival of Arles here, and for those of you who know Arles, you might know that it's all about exhibitions, about looking at pictures, about discussions around photography. But those of you who are more practically minded, who like to take pictures themselves, they might be a little bit disappointed here. And next to me is a guy who runs the photo festival that is, to the contrary, very, very practical. Jeff Dunas.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me come and speak with you today.
So Jeff, Palm Springs Photo Festival, what is it?
We have created a festival in the California desert that deals with three primary goals. It's to inspire, it's to educate, and it's to integrate and familiarize one with today's technology. It's destined for professional photographers and the very advanced amateurs, so they keep up because there's nothing really for a true amateur, but very advanced amateurs find an enormous amount of inspiration and education there.
Give us an idea about the setting. You said it's in the desert.
It's in an oasis called Palm Springs, which is 2 hours by automobile from Los Angeles and 2 hours from San Diego. It's an oasis. It was very famous in the 30s and 40s because all of the famous people in Hollywood had their homes there, and Cary Grant and all of the big actors and actresses were always there, and on into the 60s actually. And it also is unique for the fact that it is how can you say, there's the largest single concentration of mid-century modern architecture there, which was done by so many fantastic architects in the 50s. Donald Wexler was one, and others. And so there's a lot of very interesting architectural homes to photograph in, to do architectural photography. And then we are in the desert, so there is national parks. There is, which is Joshua Tree National Monument is only an hour away. There is a prehistoric palm oasis we can photograph in. There is snow up a mountain, only 20 minutes by tramway. So the opportunity to photograph in the landscape there is actually remarkable. And its proximity to the major metropolises like Los Angeles and San Diego means that it's accessible to over 13 million people.
Now, what are the main pillars of the festival? There's workshops, there are seminars. Tell us about that.
I'll tell you. There is we offer 20 workshops, which are workshops with master photographers, very well known, at the top of their game photographers. So those are not necessarily teachers. Those are really working photographers, working professionals who are at the top of the game.
Do some name dropping.
Well, Dwayne Michaels, for example, and Bruce Davidson, and Eiko Hosoi, and Steve McCurry, and many, many others. It's an educational program designed to put advanced amateurs and professionals in a 3 or 4 day environment with that person, and learn to get into their head, learn to understand what they're doing and how they're thinking, because it's a rare opportunity. Most of our instructors don't teach very much, and so it's a rare opportunity for those students. And then all throughout this week, it begins on a Sunday and it ends on a Friday, and all during the week we have seminars all during the day, and those seminars are all about advanced Photoshop, using Lightroom, using Aperture, the software, using Final Cut Pro, various kinds of things, very technical, but also very accessible, and those are conducted by the people that have written the books on these subjects. So often they're provided actually by our sponsors. So we have Adobe teaching the workshops dealing with Adobe software. We have Canon offering workshops on using their equipment, and we have loan programs for the professionals and the attendees, which allows them to pick up a brand new Canon and a couple of lenses or a brand new Leica and go out and work with it, and have an opportunity to use that equipment. So it's that. And we also have this little kind of a trade show environment where 15 or 16 of our sponsors are there with their materials. And so you can borrow things and pick up things and learn things, and they each offer tutorials at their stands, which is really the main purpose. And then we have 4 important colloque. Colloque in English is symposiums. Each day at 5 o'clock, we offer a symposium on a very topical subject to professional photographers. So one might be the Editorial Photography Conference, one might be stock photography today, one might be about advocacy, you know, and then we also do one with FotoTV.News, which is a major publication in America, called The Emerging 30, where we have a panel of 5 or 6 young photographers that have had a really good career takeoff on the panel and talking to us about how that happened, what they did to get started. So it's very inspirational. And then we have parties each night, you know, networking kind of parties at the Palm Springs Art Museum, and we also, and a very important part of our program is portfolio reviews, which is where you can bring your work and present it to people that you'd probably never get to see, you know, on your own. People who are the creative directors at major advertising agencies and curators from major museums around the United States and gallery directors and so forth. So it's an opportunity to integrate yourself in an environment that's pure photography for 6 days and 5 nights.
Now, for those of you who thought that was mouth-watering and you want to go, I have to ask you, Jeff, give us some more practical information. When to fly, where to fly to, how much does it cost, how to get there?
Well, number one and most important, the web address is palmspringsphotofestival.com. I'm sure you'll see that on the screen. It takes place in Palm Springs, where there is an international airport, and flights incoming from Europe can change planes in New York or change planes in Chicago, or I think Denver and Houston. There's various different airports in America that you can change planes and arrive directly in Palm Springs. One doesn't need a car there. Our hotels, we take over 3 hotels, and they're a 15-minute drive from the airport by taxi, and so forth. The town is, there's many little hotels, but on our website we have certain hotels which are our partners that we recommend because we're able to obtain very good rates there. Let's see, the dates, this year will be the 27th of March through April 1st. So it starts on Sunday, the 27th of March.
We say this year, we're talking about 2011.
Yes, sorry, excuse me. 2011, March 27th through April 1st. And it's a very good way to start our festival Sunday. We all arrive Sunday. The people that are taking workshops get to sit with their instructors and the assistants for the workshop for an hour and just get to know each other. And there's also a great big opening reception. But we also have what's called an open portfolio review that day, and people that are interested can actually sit at these long tables and present their work to 300 or 400 people that day. It's free with your festival registration.
How much is the festival registration?
The best part of that is it's $75 a day is what it costs to actually just attend the festival, which includes 2/3 of our seminars for free, all of our symposiums. It includes the evening parties, and what you then can pay for extra if you want is the portfolio reviews and the workshops. And then there's 1/3 of our seminars which you pay extra for, $90. It's not very expensive. And the reason is our sponsors underwrite this festival to a serious degree, which allows people to come for very little money, really, and have an experience that's unequaled.
Now you know it all. No excuse anymore not to turn up to Palm Springs in 2011. Jeff, thank you for all the information. He just mentioned the web address, so thank you for that, and see you in Palm Springs.
Hope to see you. Thanks.
So much for the interview with Jeff Dunas. I hope you found this interesting and you have taken out your calendars to mark down 27th of March. If you are considering going, then now is the time to make your flight arrangements and to book your seminars in Palm Springs. Definitely an event worth checking if you're serious about your photography and if you want to get ahead. That's the end of this show already. As always, I would like to point out to you that we are available through many different channels. One being our Facebook website, on which you will always find little updates on everything going on in Photo TV and in the world of photography. Same applies to our Twitter account And finally, you can download this episode to your iPad or iPod on iTunes. Just head to the iTunes store, type in FotoTV and download the FotoTV International podcast, and you have it ready to go with you, for example, if you're boarding a flight to Palm Springs. Finally, I just want to point out to you that, as always, at www.FotoTV.com you can find more films, tutorials, workshops, anything related to photography. So if you can't hop on a train and you want to learn about photography, check out our website. So much for this episode. See you on the next one. Goodbye.